All right, back for round 4 against Draconis 91. We are on the draw. Our opponent mulliganed, and our hand looks fine, if not great. It's got the pieces. It's got the pieces, that's for sure. And I will be blind archive trapping, even though it's a little risky, because you never know if your opponent's not going to give you another chance. Steam vents untapped? Are they thought scouring themselves? They are. Why, thank you. Making my job a little easier. Just wanted to make sure that they weren't like some weird dredge deck before trapping. Might as well let the scour resolve first. Ooh, they're Grixis Twin, it looks like. Or Grixis Cryptic? So this is like Paul's List, Cheon. We hit 2 anglers, but not enough. Getting rid of a bunch of like medium spells. Makes sense. Our opponent probably has snare, but there's not too much we can do about it. The problem with passing is they never have to tap out or, tap mana on their turn pretty much ever. So I'll basically be throwing away 2 mana when behind on board. So maybe they don't have snare. Alright. That's good-ish, I guess. Ever closer to Visions of Ancestrals. There goes the other Tasigur, which is unfortunate, as I would love to put that in my opponent's hand. Land tapped. Pretty sure you should just untap this, because I can't... I mean, from the cards that my opponent's seen, which are Archive Trap and Mesmeric Orb, it should be pretty obvious I can't kill my opponent, so this is just a free extra mana. Even if you can't do anything with it, it just makes it harder for me to play against, because I don't know what that could be representing. There's already a leak gone. And once again, I'm behind on board, so it's your funeral. And even if it gets countered, they'll have to tap 2 for orb. So we're kind of grinding through. Oh, wow. Ooh, big hits. That is some nice value. Milled a spell snare as well. It's good to know about at the very least. Also, these visions are now on. This must be my opponent's only lands. I don't think that they would risk another archive trap if they didn't have to. Yeah, they untap that one, which is good of them to do. This one's going to come down to the wire. Sheldock is kind of value. How likely is it that I just die, though? Because Visions lets me find an incursion in case my opponent, like, snapcasters a bolt. I think potentially drawing 6 cards, I'll be able to find something to kill my opponent. I don't necessarily need this Sheldock Isle. Just thinking about just sorcery speeding the visions. problem with that is if my opponent like snapcasters a leak or does something else that I want to remand, then I have to tap my other blue, and then I'm priced into shell docking, even if it's not necessarily in my best interest. Gonna just lead with visions, I think. Not super psyched. Okay. That got through. We can't exactly Thoughtseize for good value. So remand is probably the best we can do. 2 Kulgan's commands down. 2 cryptic commands down. Guess I have to shell dock and hold remand and hope it's enough to get me home. Risky, risky. There's the lethal mill. So if we survive, we can win. My opponent can't even cast the cryptic, which is pretty helpful. I assume this is gonna hit a bolt, at which point I'd rather just remand the snapcaster. If my opponent has the other snare, my opponent doesn't have snare because they would have snared earlier. So yeah, this chokes his mana the most. Yeah, Ambush Viper is in there. Fingers crossed. Targets the bolt. It'd be really funny if just like Simian Spirit Guide cast the bolt anyway. What is this? Risefall? Oh dear opponent, please don't kill me. End step, they're passing. That's step 1. The problem with Crab is 1 trigger is not lethal, because my opponent... Well, it would be lethal. It would be, because my opponent would have to tap something to kill the Crab. Or counter the Glimpse, I guess. So I can go Crab, Ghost Quarter, Shelldock the Glimpse, Orb. I can still die to some stuff that way, though. Is there any way that I can make it so I don't die to anything? Snapcaster, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Snapcasters are all gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. The bolts are all gone. That makes things a lot easier. Alright, go Crab, go. Krabby, I choose you. GQ Magazine. Always yield to the Crab. And... what's the way that I could save a mana doing all this? Like if I visions, really don't want to die to like Kolaghan's Command, something like that. Electrolyze, I can just mill in response, so that doesn't help. Alright. So now I do this. Hey, it worked. Are we dead? No, we're not. Whew. Rise, fall. I haven't seen that card in a while. Put it as a one-of in my first Pro Tour deck ever. True story. Alright, so this matchup is still very bad, but not nearly as bad, because it's not as aggressive. I would much rather face Cryptic Commands than Delver of Secrets. So we have that going for us at least. I think the orbs come out. Kolaghan's Command is just so good against me. I want to board out like orbs and crabs, but I don't know if that's possible. These definitely need to come in. I don't think I want any of these. Although one removal spell isn't absolute worst. Probably want Duress. My opponent has all this stupid counter magic, and I can hit Kolaghan's Command with it. Maybe I just cut the crabs and leave in the orbs and hope that my Duress and Dispels can protect them enough, or at least I can get a little value out of them. Don't think it's worth skiting. Bounce spells aren't that appealing. Removal is not... I don't hate removal. I don't really love it either. Maybe I can cut like a Mind Funeral because I don't want to get clogged on them. For a cut. Maybe stem the bleeding a little. Alright. Don't hate it. Well, this hand's pretty great. Opponent mulligan on the play. I still think this is a very, very bad matchup and that we were lucky to get away with the game, so... hoping we can make some magic happen. Guess I lead with Duress. I'm not really sure what I'm aiming for with it. But I also don't love the idea of letting my opponent like counter my Duress, and then I have to fight it with a Dispel. Yeah, I'd rather just use it now. LOL, they always leave in the terminates, which is why I bring out the crabs. Angler's good to know about, but our hand is pretty good against the Angler. We don't have any of the sort of incremental mill cards. Hard counters are usually pretty good in this matchup, which is why I'm going to take it. So our opponent's hand is Big Fish and the other thing. That's a good draw. I'm actually a little wary of being Shadow of Doubted, because these decks sometimes play one. Yeah, Visions is fine. I think I am gonna wait on this fetch. Because I can also just represent that I still have crabs in my deck. And thinning right now isn't the hugest deal. My opponent went bottom top. So I could just start attacking their library now. But I don't see the rush. Our hand is well suited to go long, and all Mind Funeral really does right now is turn on the angler when it's going to be a little hard for the angler to actually get online. Crack this puppy. And leave the other one. See, this Steam Vent should be untapped for sure. Represent Cryptic, like there's no reason not to, and you can really put the fear in my heart. That's probably the best draw in my deck for this game type. That was quite strong. Pretty happy about it. It's still going to be an uphill battle. I think this matchup is definitely not easy, but this is the type of card that makes it easier, at least. Go ahead and find me an island. I could even wait one more turn if I wanted. Nah. Drown you. Still pretty good draws. Don't have to use spells yet. Visions, you got it. Can't really get value out of the scry. My opponent topped. Banana Man. Let's just be annoying. Bother. Sea Squall. Yep. And Klimp's drawn. Give him a funeral. Holy smokes. Fulminators, that's cute. Alright. I don't think my opponent has snare. They probably would have snared my remand, although it would have behooved them to not. I feel like they would have. So I'm going to blast this off too. Did get through. Right. Shell Dock lets us see Ancestral, Remand, or Incursion. Incursion doesn't seem like it's going to be that good. Although it stops command from getting back like Fulminator, but if they were going to do that, they're going to kill the Shelldock, so that's not really a consideration. Getting back Snapcaster is such sick value. Getting Remand back kind of sidesteps that, though. And I already have an Ancestral in hand. I am going to be facing like Lethal in 2, which I guess is not good. I don't know how helpful Remand is really going to be. I guess it's actually pretty good. Alright. Foot on the throat. Let's see if my opponent correctly delves their creatures. They do not. They're delving lands. Makes me wish I took the Cryptic Inversion. Incursion. Oh, now they're... Okay, they did. Except they left 2 Fulminators, Angler. Yeah, Crypt Inversion would have been very good here. Oops. Oh well. GQ. Lead with this. Off of... Guess Ghost Quarter isn't doing much. John Yard at least like represents something, maybe. That Mind Funeral was underwhelming. Okay. I'm running low on time. I will try to draw 3 cards. It worked. And there's Incursion, which I am going to cast. Did we do it? No! No! Alright. Snap Glimpse Orb is lethal. Snap Glimpse Orb. And I even get Remand Protection, which is nice. Snap. Glimpse. Glimpse you. Orb. And hope. God, I'm literally holding my breath. I know this is bad commentary, but I'm like, this is such a good sweat. Terminate your own Tassiger. Does that do anything? Okay, I was gonna say, like, trying to kill your own guys to not untap them with the orb is counterproductive because you have to tap mana to kill your tapped guys so that they don't untap. But wow, what a sick game and a sick match, a sick win and a sick matchup. Everything is sick. All right.